Putting on the Ritz music.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the 802 Weekly Wrap Up. In studio tonight, do want to let everyone know that the lovely Raylene is here.
Yeah, I'm not feeling so lovely, I gotta tell you.
You don't
'Cause
feel
I'm
so lovely?
super tired.
You're super
can
tired?
You tell?
I can't. I'm a little frazzled myself. We had some technical issues coming into this, and then of course the curtains behind me don't like me, so I already yelled at Raylene because that's her.
They fell on him, and there was a spider on them, and Michael doesn't like spiders, and he may or may not have squealed a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, I squealed. I hate spiders.
Yeah.
You know, my issue is that when I was younger, I watched Arachnophobia. Mm-hmm. That was probably not the most wisest decision.
And see, this is why I don't watch TV and movies and things like that, because then
And now I'm going to be
I would
jumpy
be
over it.
traumatized for the rest of my life,
Yeah,
like you are.
yeah, I'm pretty traumatized. I'm not going to lie.
So, well, I just had a busy day. I drove down to Ludlow, picked up my son. We drove back to Barrie so that we could attend a funeral at 5:30. And thankfully, his father is bringing him back to Ludlow. And I raced over here. So it is, but it's a 4-hour round trip to go, by the time I get down there and come back. And when I left, of course, right in the nick of time. And just as I get off the Bethel exit and was taking the right, traffic was at a standstill, and there I sat for 40 minutes.
Oh, that is...
because of a serious accident. So, I left a little ahead of time, hoping that we would have a little time when we got back here to Barrie, but we didn't. There was no time. It was literally racing the clock the entire time. And I may or may not have had a really heavy little foot today.
A little heavy foot?
A heavy little foot. Because it's my right little foot.
Your right little foot, that's right.
Is the pedal operator. Yeah, and sometimes, it doesn't matter.
So wait a minute. Quick question for you. Mm-hmm. So if you get pulled over, not that you've ever been pulled over, but if you get pulled over, do you ever try to use the fact that you have a little foot?
Absolutely not. I don't want them to take my license away because I have a little foot.
Oh. Good evening, Clayton. Good evening, Glenn.
That would be a really bad idea. That would be a really bad idea.
Would it?
Yeah. No, I would probably just tell them I had to pee or something. But,
I don't, you know what?
Because it doesn't hinder my driving.
Not that you have to pee, probably that you have to poop. Like, everybody's been in that circumstance where they're like...
No, I would not.
Am I correct? Come on.
Well, maybe.
Glenn, Clayton, am I right about that?
I would not
I'm right
say
about that.
I would not say that.
You would not say that?
No, I would not.
That's fine.
No.
Good for you.
I would not. You can use that excuse, but I wouldn't. Yeah. So, but anyways, welcome everyone. Definitely a lot to wrap up this week as far as the news goes. By now, everyone's heard of the murder in Waterbury, and if there was a suspect caught, I have no idea if it happened today or not. I'm assuming not. So the last I knew, 1 o'clock this afternoon, that had not yet happened. If you know different, please tell me, because I've not seen the news or anything. But, more and more every day we're hearing about shootings. There was another shooting in Richford overnight, shot through a house, no injuries in that case, but it's just, it seems like every day we're hearing it in the news now, and it's quite frightening to think that, I mean, I just left the church over here by the post office. It's the Free Church, and
Evangelical free.
yeah, yeah. And I said to Craig, I don't want to go. I was parked over at the old Basil's, and I said, you have to walk me to my car because I'm not walking over there by myself in the dark. There's just no way. And which was, he was totally fine with that. But even a year ago, I would have done that no problem. And there was absolutely no way I was doing that tonight, not by myself. And that's sad. So that makes me super sad.
That is sad.
That's the way things are now.
Yeah. No, that's very, very, very sad. Unfortunately.
Yeah. A long time ago, I would have maybe dialed my sister up on the phone and said, okay, I'm walking to my car. You got to stay on the phone with me while I'm walking to the car or whatever, just for comfort. But even that wouldn't have mattered to me if that were the case. And I would have just been late and not done the show until somebody could bring me outside because, that's where I'm at with things.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it is too bad, and it breaks my heart. Not gonna lie, it breaks my heart that that's where we are at. But
Well, I mean, similar to that is the Burlington voters to decide the police oversight proposal from Burlington, which they'll get to decide that in November, whether or not they want to grant more power to the existing police commission,
right,
which
how about they grant more power to the police?
I know, right? No kidding. So I do have to, I have to say, sorry folks to the sound, it's like wonky today. But I was I was reading the article, and the article's out there on Digger, I think it is. And oh no, this one was 7 days. So it said in the article it was bipartisan support. It was bipartisan support. Do you know what that means?
That's what it means to me.
It means the
yeah.
progressives and the Democrats.
Right.
Not-
Right, exactly.
Which most of the time you cannot tell the difference. I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
But that's what it means to me, for real. I mean, and I just don't understand how, here's the part I really struggle with as far as Burlington goes, is the community policing and the community police officers. How on earth, in the circumstances that they are in up there, can community police help in any way?
Yeah, no, the police department argue that the charter change is unnecessary, and that the department is already subject to sufficient oversight, and they're very much opposed to this proposal.
As they should be.
Yeah,
As they should be.
It's
ridiculous.
I'll say this: Berry City is hiring. So if you live in Burlington, or let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. If you're a police officer in Burlington and you want to work for a police department that appreciates you
and the community appreciates
you, berrycity.org to apply, because we definitely need it. I mean, we need even resource officers as well. And so, folks, if you're a police officer, and if you're in Burlington and you're sick of the stuff that's going on up there, leave Burlington and
move down here?
And move down to Barry.
Well, we need to get some housing first, but I believe that that's being worked on. I believe that we're trying to build more houses here in the city and make development a little bit easier for people coming.
I will say that if you're leaving Burlington because of that, and that's how you vote, you might as well just stay up there, because I don't want you to turn Berry City into a Burlington.
I was just going to say. And when you say that, though, I really feel like in a lot of cases, that is what has happened.
Oh,
Sometimes I
yeah.
feel like that is what has happened, that we are getting very close to being the same sort of place. And I I don't know how to say this in the right way. And it's not going to be the right way, so I'll just say it because no matter what I say, it's going to be wrong anyway.
Now be
But
careful. We're going to be starting to stream all this stuff on CVTV.
well, I can still say that. You mean you don't want me to cuss? No, like how do we get all like a almost like a hippy dippy, you know, who cares kind of laid back kind of thing? It just no, it's not. We're not Burlington. We're way different here, and I hope that we remain just as we are. I don't want anything. I don't like it up there. That's why I don't live there, and I don't want to be like them. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Not
If
gonna
I'm,
lie.
I'll keep going in, the southern direction. If I, Williamstown, Orange, Washington, whatever, I can be like that. But Burlington, no thanks. Just don't want anything to do with it.
Burlington need not apply.
No, and and I guess that's kind of a jerky thing to say, but
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily inaccurate. I mean, it's pretty bad up there. I've been watching a YouTube video that is really dealing or talking about the struggles of Burlington and how people are like shooting up on the street.
yes,
and everything
I've
else.
watched that video as well. It's an hour and 45 minutes long.
Yeah, super long.
And I was going to, I think I'm going to post it though to 802 Scoop and
Yeah.
give people the opportunity to watch it if they would like to. I found it very interesting. I know my sister lives up there. She lives in Essex, and her and her husband watched it last night just because what she became aware of. And the whole thing is live. I mean, the guy is, you can't, it's not anything that's been lied about. The whole thing is live. What you're seeing, what you're going through was his experiences down there. And so it was a little eye-opening even for her because her husband tells her, I don't want you down there. I don't want you on Church Street or whatever, or down in downtown Burlington. And she says, well, I can go there during the day. And then when you watch this video that we're talking about, and I will share it, it's all it's done during the day.
Yeah.
From early morning hours. And so, she was like, okay, well, maybe, maybe he's right. And that's unfortunately the kind of the way I felt about here tonight. It was the way I felt when I left the church tonight and wanted to go to my car. And it's kind of the way I'm starting to feel a lot of days, all day, when I'm, when I read in the police logs or the newspaper or the Berlin Police Department, they post a lot on Facebook or state police logs, and you're looking at all the things that happen in broad daylight, and purse snatching and breaking into cars and looking in cars and those sorts of things. It just makes you really stop and be so much more aware.
I know that last night there was the candidate forum put on by Times Argus and CVTV, and I listed off like 7 times where there was an overdose or drug issue just last week.
Yeah.
Just last week in the police log.
And you and I saw it ourselves up at the polls the day
that's
for
true.
the school board revote, the budget revote. We sat up there and watched a car that had basically set up shop in the back parking lot of the auditorium, not caring, no care in the world that there were people coming and going. There was no fear at all for them to set up back there. It was like no big deal. And that's some scary shit right there. The fact that it's no big deal when it's a very big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we can keep that tight here keep a hold of all of that here. Yeah.
What do you got? Do you got something else?
Well, I think it's pretty cool that a big bunch of our Vermont State Police are headed to aid in the hurricane response. I just I think it's really cool that one, I think it's not surprising me that Vermonters would go and help because we know that all those people came here to help us, right? But I really feel like, and this kind of hooks to the other thing that's going on, but I just really feel like Vermont, we may be little, but we seem to get called first response for a lot of things a lot of times. The Vermont State Search and Rescue, for instance, went down right away, maybe even ahead of time. I think they deployed ahead of time. And it's when you think about it, it's just pretty cool to think that this continually happens and that we do have way more resources here than even we give credit for or know of. Really, I don't think that everybody really understands the depth of what the Vermont Army National Guard, the state police, what everybody has, what each department has to offer. I don't think that everybody really knows that. I certainly don't. I've learned through the postings of, the search and rescue teams and their specific training for underwater rescue or water rescue, and so they deploy those things first, all over.
I'm not surprised at all. Vermont is just, it's Vermont, and I'm not surprised at all. Kristen Perry says, I thought it was fantastic for them to volunteer.
I did too.
Yeah.
I just think it's, and it's just telling of who we are as a state, who we are, who our law enforcement is, and the integrity they have, and it makes me super proud just to continue to read that this is what's happening, that they're deploying in these ways. And at the same time, this is, like I said, it's kind of on the heels of the petitions to stop the F-35s in Burlington again and to put that to a halt and change the plane that would fly over. Now, I don't live there, so I can't, I can't say with absolute certainty, but pretty damn close to it. I know when they're training and they do the flyover at night and they go over this area and you hear them, that's freedom. That's security. That's like a big hug. If I heard it 50 times a day, all day, and it was low and super, but man, your house is right next to the airport, and I'm sorry that you paid $525,000 for a house right next to the airport and you don't want to hear that noise. But maybe you should have thought about that before you bought a house right next to the airport.
Maybe.
And I almost think I would rather find a way to, for Burlington or the state or, somebody, I almost think I'd rather find a way to do a buyout and get rid of those houses before I'd want to get rid of the F-35s. It's because, like what we're just talking about right now, they are called first for a lot of things. And the Air National Guard, it does a lot. And it's hard for me to imagine, I guess, that you would find it to be so annoying that you would need to continue to file lawsuits and petitions and, whatever. But like I said, I don't live there, so I don't know. But, I sometimes I almost feel like it's similar to when the turbines went up in Lowell. and people complained about the noise, the whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I thought, like, how horrible could that possibly be, right?
Right.
So I went up there.
It was pretty
We
bad.
went there, and no, I mean it's you hear it, it's loud, but how many people live on Main Street, right on South and North End, and there's constant trucks going through, 18-wheelers, granite trucks, whatever. You just you adapt to those noises. I don't know that, I've lived on South Main Street. One of my very first apartments was on South Main Street, and sure, where the first few nights wasn't noticeable, but then I just got used to it and I didn't hear it anymore.
True.
It was just like normal, I guess. And so I don't know. And for me, the whooshing of the turbines, just to be clear, though, was like kind of relaxing. I thought they were pretty. I sat there and in the car for a long while. It was a beautiful fall day, and it was just kind of cool. I was a little bit mesmerized by them, not going to lie.
Nice.
Yeah. I think we see worse, uglier things than those. And those, just like a steam radiator making a shit ton of noise, the spinning and the whooshing of those is just a security of we have lights. It's we have heat when you hear the steam going, and we have when that's whooshing. We have lights, but
Yeah.
and it's just me. Yeah.
So we also have the Goddard College has been sold.
Yes. Well,
to-
maybe not. It hasn't
Well,
closed
no,
yet, right?
it
Now we
has-
just have a new one deal fell through, and now there's another new deal on the table. Or did they
Well,
really like?
It says
It's
he's
a-
purchased the 130-acre Goddard College campus. Some
Wow.
developer named Mike Davidson from New Hampshire. He's a developer down there, and
I'm not going to
it's-
lie, that pisses me off because the first bidder that they didn't let it go through was a local. He was a
Oh, really?
Vermonter. He was a local, and that all didn't go through because of the chaos of let the Plainfield people buy it and da 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 da, and then they couldn't buy it. It didn't work out. So now we have this, Yeah.
Well, there's consequences to things.
And so now we
that's-
have somebody from out of state. Not that that's a bad thing, but it would have been
Well,
a better
maybe
thing
he's gonna move to
if
the state,
somebody
which would be
local
kinda nice.
was the one that bought it and was able to, build and it would have been great to think that all of that
His
stayed here.
his plans are to create affordable housing,
Mm-hmm.
offices, and art studios, but emphasizes that specific plans are still in the works.
Subject to change.
Everything's subject to change.
Yeah.
So it's Plainfield. These are
Have the
pretty
hiccups.
fancy buildings, I'm assuming. So I'm not going to, full disclosure, I don't think I've ever been on Goddard College.
They're not
campus.
that fancy, and they're very much in disrepair, and
Oh, they are?
it's going to take a lot of work. In its day, it was a beautiful campus, and it's still a beautiful campus as far as campus goes. And there are still certainly parts of the buildings and that are beautiful, and the history there. But it's definitely old. It's seen better days, and it's not going to be cheap to
Yep.
to get it to where it needs to be. But if you're converting it into housing and stuff anyway, then you would do all of that. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, either way, I just think I wish that it could have stayed here in Vermont. So, and then we have the crazy stuff that happened in Stowe this past weekend where the big tent came down at the craft fair, and it's supposed to be an all weekend thing. And as we know, we all got up Saturday morning and it was extremely windy, and so it got called off. The big, huge tent over the event, so all these organizers and different places and artists and stuff had set up underneath, and they had to stop yawning.
Sorry, I can't help it.
I'm gonna go over there and kick your ass.
I'm a little tired too. You know what's
so-
really bad is the first time I yawned, I had the camera on me, and I had to immediately click it back because I realized it was on me.
Poor people. But anyways, so there were tens of thousands of dollars, and the organizers of the event are still trying to figure out just what happened, because in the past, even with wind event or anything, it certainly didn't take this whole huge tent down. This is like a big, huge tent that it took down. It's nothing that was, a small thing. And a lot of people lost a lot of money, and of course, the whole weekend was gone, and the event never happened. So they are looking into that and trying to figure out what happened, and how is it that they're going to, compensate those that lost a lot. Because thousands and thousands of dollars in product that was lost. So, yeah. And then, can we touch a little bit on last night's forum? Because I would really like to. I mean,
can,
I think.
although that's more of a Barry Beat thing.
Well,
and
then we'll
definitely
just
gonna talk about
well,
it on Barry
we
Beat
will
next
talk about it on Monday. But I just think that I just want to mention that I watched, and I watched the entire thing, not just the city forum, but the entire thing. And
So Kristen does say, I just want to say, Kristen said that it should have sustained like 80-mile-an-hour winds. It's
right, and it only
got
get to
50.
like 50 or 40, 40,
Yeah.
50 miles an hour, right? Yeah. So they're looking into what the hell happened. Maybe it wasn't set up right.
Maybe.
Yeah. Way to deflect, Michael. I'm still talking about it.
Sorry.
I thought everybody did a great job. I thought it was super informative. And when I say great job, that doesn't mean I agree with everybody. It just means that everybody did a great job pitching their message. And if people don't have a clear idea after last night, I don't know what the hell to tell you. Because, I mean, I thought that everybody really was dead on. Good job on you with the little ploy that you did the night before with Dick Wabi. So you psyched them all out, and then came in there guns a-blazing on the Wednesday night forum with Steve Pappas. But, just super cool. I thought it was great that they were able to do that. And I was disappointed to know that some didn't. Part of the forum didn't happen because there were some that chose not to participate, and some that were kind of forced not to participate because some didn't want to, which is unfortunate. And but I think after watching it, I think there's some people that really squandered an amazing opportunity to get the word out there, because it was very well done. Yeah. Good questions, very well done. And and if you didn't watch it, if you didn't see it live, it is on the 802 Scoop. I shared it there earlier today, 12 hours ago. In fact, I looked constant from the time I get up at 4:30 to see if it had been put on the site yet, because I wanted to share it so badly, because I just thought it was great. So, yeah. What you got?
And I know that we will discuss it next week on the Barry Beat. We'll do a
We'll
deep
get
dive.
in depth.
Yes.
Right. Then
And
we'll really
more
pick it apart.
importantly, it'll give me more than just 60 seconds to answer the question. And if anybody has a problem with that, create your own podcast.
That's right. That's right. Because Barry B is your podcast.
Correct. It is my podcast.
And so you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. Thank
Yeah.
you. I know.
Yeah. And we all have to go along with it. And even when you do dumbass things like say potty.
I will say that I noticed that almost everybody in my family says it, so I'm just gonna make that comment. And I deleted it out of the re-upload that I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no,
Good
I
for you.
deleted that. So you want to hear some really good news?
Yes, I do.
Some very exciting news?
Mm-hmm.
Like super awesome.
Yes, spit it out before I come over there and knock you in the back of the head.
So we supported. I already forgot his name for Attorney General, Rory Tebow.
Uh-huh.
We supported Rory 2 years ago.
I still support everything that Rory Tebow does. I think he's one of the greatest men I've ever met in my entire life.
Okay, well, well, I supported him for
Yeah.
for that as well.
Yeah. He's a
But
judge now.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is.
Oh, congratulations, Rory.
Yeah.
So I will say that there's something that Miss Charity Clark is doing that's pretty cool. You want to take a guess?
Stepping down? I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay.
So Charity Clark, Attorney General for the state of Vermont, has filed a consumer protection lawsuit against the TikTok, alleging that the social media platform's design is addictive and harmful to younger users, leading to increased rates of depression, anxiety, and isolation among Vermonters, which ends up with a very high suicide rate for our children. TikTok is one of the most disgusting platforms out there, and why we have to wait till January till that piece of shit is shut down, I do not know. That's my opinion, and that's all I'm going to say. And Michael just cussed, and I shouldn't have cussed. But it's a piece
I don't
of
have
garbage.
TikTok, so I've heard lots about it. I certainly watch Reels. But I watch Reels on Facebook. But I've never, I don't have TikTok. People send me stuff from TikTok a lot, and I can't open it because I don't have it, and I just have never had any desire whatsoever to download the app.
So it is a broader wave of lawsuits that it's part of, against TikTok with 12 other states and
It's
Washington,
freaking cold
D.C.
in here.
You're chilly. Do you want a
Yes.
jacket?
No,
Do you want my jacket?
no,
No?
but it's cold.
I'm sorry. I
telling
can't
you.
fix that. It's only going to get worse. You realize?
I know. Sitting in
gonna
this
get
window
really
up
cold.
against the glass is what does it, and I know that. So, but yeah.
Yeah. I will say TikTok responded. They responded. They said allegations calling them inaccurate and misleading. No.
So, since you
I'm
want,
sorry, folks. I really dislike TikTok and what it does to our children.
so since you referred to them as being pieces of shit, let's step right into things that we could file class action and talk about more shit and talk about the fact that on the ballot there is a for the city of Barrie, they need to do some upgrades to the treatment plant again, and those upgrades are because of failures that have happened due to people using the flushable wipes, because the flushable wipes say they're flushable, but they're not flushable. So maybe she could file something, or somebody, the city attorney maybe, against these companies, these big companies who tell people that they're flushable, because they screw up septic systems all over all the time. The Wind River probably loves that company to death because they probably make crap loads of money unplugging people's systems all the time and in repair.
Crap loads of money.
Right. But I would love to see a suit like that too, because that is going to come out of the taxpayers' money. And I can't remember who mentioned that maybe that could be a class action thing. And maybe it was even Michael Deering. I can't remember. But somebody made mention of that maybe that could happen, and people kind of laugh, but no, don't laugh. It's not funny, because in Vermont, aren't we somebody who is always constantly saying you can't label it that if it's not that? you know, Vermont maple syrup, Vermont cheddar, Vermont, you know, you're always saying that you have to, the label has to be the label. And if it's not flushable, if that's bullshit, then it's not flushable. And it should say that it's not, and that it can be harmful. It should just say you can flush this, but it's still harmful to your system, because this is a $900,000 fix.
Ooh.
Is it 9 or 7?
I think it's over $1 million, isn't it?
Yeah, but the bond amount, right, is that they're asking
I
people.
feel like it's
Somebody tell me what your
I wanna
ballot
say
says.
it's 1.7. But I might
Is
be
it
wrong.
1.7?
It might be. I might be wrong on that.
But
I know. You know who posted about it? We can go take a look.
who?
Is Mr. Massey?
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if he watches.
Take a look at Chris's thing. Glenn's watching though, and I know that he
probably knows.
got the ballot. So if he hasn't already mailed it out, he might be able to tell us. But I thought that was actually a great idea. I mean, they false advertising all the way around, and it's causing major problems. I mean, if the city manager says, please don't do that anymore, they're really not flushable, but the package says that they are, what do are you going to listen to the city manager? Probably not. And it's causing a lot of problems, and it's costing a lot of money. And that's not good. Because if we fix this and these wipes continue, then in 2 years, are they going to be paying for it again?
You ready?
Yeah,
You ready for it?
I am.
So, we were both significantly off.
All right, go ahead.
Shall general obligation bonds or notes of the city of Barrie in the amount not to exceed $7,600,000
For that one fix?
be issued to pay the cost of replacing the headworks at city's wastewater treatment facility, a project having estimated total cost of $9 million.
Oh yeah, we were disgustingly off.
$1,297,000. So a little bit
I'm
more.
glad you looked.
A little bit more.
Well, yeah, a lot more. So
It's a ton of
then by
money.
all means, get the attorney on the horn and get them suing these people for false labeling, false advertising, and get some of your money back.
Right, and I'm
all.
gonna make a comment about this, and then losers that live in the town that are pieces of crap will make a comment about how I'm like so tax spend person. But anyway, sorry, that was not very.
It's just
nice.
one of them.
Just one of them.
Right.
Yeah, it's only one person.
Right. It's not. No, there's no plural about that. There's
That's
just
true.
one.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So regarding those, those municipal stuff, and the reason why I voted for them in the past is because municipal budgets directly affect the citizens.
Right.
Right. You don't have a municipal budget, you don't have paved roads. And I know people
And a
will
good
say-
police force.
And a good police force, right? Like
And
if
fire
you don't
department
want fire
and-
department. And hey, we could get rid of our police department. We could get rid of our fire department. But let me tell you something. I wouldn't want to live in a community like that.
Me either.
So it's tough. It's tough. But I mean, me personally, I plan on voting for this because, what are our options? We
Right.
don't
It's got to be fixed.
It's got to be
plain and
fixed.
simple.
Yeah.
So you can kick the can, but it's probably the cost to do it is probably just going to continue to go up and up and up, just like everything else in the world, right? Every year it goes up and up and up, except for your pay, because they tax that more because the taxes go up too. So it's going to come one way or another. It needs to be
Tough.
fixed.
Maybe we should have somebody come in and talk about it. I wonder if Nicholas would come in and talk about
I'm
it on the
sure.
very beat.
I'm sure, and just explain a little more about what it is and why. And I think it would certainly be helpful. Maybe he and the mayor, he either or, just because I think that it's, yeah. Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing a show. I don't know if everyone is aware, but it is Domestic Violence Month. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Diane Kinney from the the director of Circle of Washington County, is going to be coming over here and talking with me about Circle, what they do, about the month, things that they do to memorialize those that have been lost, programs that they offer, the helpline, different things like that. So she'll be in here tomorrow to talk with me about that at 1 o'clock. And I would love for everybody to join us, of course. And if you can't join us, share the little, ad that says that that's what we're doing tomorrow, so people know. And then if you can't, share it anyways, and make sure that you tune in when you can. That's the good thing about what we do here, podcasting, as opposed to radio, is that you can go back. It's kind of like having a DVR without having a DVR, right? And we don't have commercials, so we're even better.
That's true.
Yeah.
We don't. At least, not to my knowledge.
Well, not yet. We will maybe eventually have
Will we?
when
Do they do commercials?
we can do commercials, because you have the ability to put it up there. You can stop down yourself. You can mute our mics and run a commercial. Play your little video that you made last night with your little.
My little video.
What did you call that guy that I didn't know what?
Zoltar. You don't know who Zoltar is?
I didn't know who Zoltar was. I've certainly seen those at carnivals and stuff, though.
Zoltar
but I
is
did not know who
amazing.
that was.
So, for folks that don't know, I did upload a video of Zoltar. So I went to, I got to give the backstory.
Yeah.
So I saw one of my friends, they went to Uranus, Missouri, which everybody should go to Uranus once in your life. It's absolutely amazing. It's so much fun down there. And there's
It's so much fun down there. You're digging this hole even deeper.
wonderful.
Oh, boy.
They have a fudge factory down there. And you can go down there and you walk in and they're like, "Thank you for picking Uranus." It's great.
Oh my
It's
God.
great. I love it. It is so funny.
Didn't you just tell me to behave myself? Because this is going to be on CBTV.
Raylene,
And then
if you have a dirty mind, that's not my
do
fault.
these things to me that make me, you say these things so that you try to get me into trouble.
Listen, I can't help it if you have a potty mind. That's not on me. That's on you.
But you know it. And you still, like my tongue, I'm probably trickling blood down my lip
Do you
here.
want me to play it?
Yeah,
have.
but let's first just say, before you play it, let's first just say that soon, at least probably every Thursday during the Thursday wrap, probably during It's No Secret, and other shows as we add them, about the midpoint we'll play a video, and those one video per show, so it's not like we're going to inundate you and we're talking about a minute or less. But it'll be of one of our sponsors, so it'll be like a sponsor highlight. And so we need to start choosing, this week, Yipes is the sponsor of What's Up or the That's a Wrap, whatever. So they will be the sponsor of that, and we will play their video. And so Raylene has to go take all the pictures, and then Michael needs to make the videos, because I have no
I'll make
clue
the
how to
video
do
for
any
you.
of that. And so just to give people a little idea of what those might look like, go ahead and play your video.
Yeah, I can do that. So this is Zoltar, and for folks that don't know who Zoltar is, you're clearly not on the know. It was from Big, which was with Tom Hanks, where he went to, I don't know, it was somewhere, it was either Chicago, New York, I don't know, one of those Coney Island places. But there was the Zoltar machine. And he put the money in and he said, I wish I could be big. And then, overnight he became Tom Hanks. It was a kid that became Tom Hanks. And it goes through the whole process of, a kid adjusting to an adult life. And yeah, it's a classic. It's the one where they get the chopsticks on the piano where they're like dancing around on the piano. So highly recommend folks go and watch it to get the reference. But so anyway, Uranus has a Zoltar machine. So I just, since one of my friends was there, oh, whoops. We'll
I was going to say, play the video and touch your mouth. Listen.
Zoltar, the great gypsy, at your service. Listen carefully.
Babysitting, hear the call. Michael Booten stands for all. With a vision that shines so bright, he's the one to lead the fight. Zoltar says make your choice. Vote for Michael, raise your voice. Zoltar says he'll stand tall. Together we'll rise, together we'll call.
Well, you can stop it. You don't have to play the whole thing. You don't have to play the whole thing because our videos that we play during the show, like I said, there will just be one at the halfway mark, and it will be 1 minute or less, more than likely less. And that's it. So maybe you can go to the bathroom, grab a drink, blow your nose. You'd have to go quick, but it just gives you that little short time. Or share the page to your own page. That gives you time to share and write a little something about it when you share and tell everybody, hey, I'm watching this, you should come watch it too. So yeah, you're gonna have to do the events because I can't pull them up now because my phone says that I'm in Connecticut.
Oh,
So I must have, when I went to Ludlow, changed towers. And so when I click the events and I hit local, it's giving me all information for Connecticut.
cool.
You gotta love technology.
You do.
So please, if you could just click events and then at the top of the events link, click this week and tell us what's happening
So-
this week. If they're not happening this week, don't tell us.
So events where?
Go to Facebook.
Go to Facebook.
Yeah. And then hit are you on 802 Scoop or your name?
My name.
Okay, so hit your little circle so that it goes to your actual thing. Or you can do it right from the main page too, if you want. But you click your little circle thingy,
Oh, I got it. I think I got it.
and then it drops down, and you just click events.
Oh, okay.
It's the very first thing.
Yeah. So we got.
And then hit this week above that so that it tells you only this week because we don't want to know what's going to be for the next 10 weeks.
This week.
Yes.
All right. So Barb's bologna Sunday or Saturday. Sorry.
Yeah, at Wilkins. That's happening at
Wilkins. Yep,
Wilkins.
Barbara
She loved her
Wilkins used to love
bologna
making-
sandwiches.
Yeah.
So she used to bring them if you would go and work at her house or anything. People, I've heard this story told a million times by so many people back when they had the dealership up on Fairview Street, right? Is it not Fairview Street? Farwell Street, right? What is the street right up here? Farwell Street. Never mind. She would bring people out bologna sandwiches. She loved her bologna sandwiches. She'd share. So they're going to have a bologna sandwich day at Wilkins.
Nice.
All for the love of Barb.
There's something reckless.
Yes, at the Den. That is happening on Friday night.
Yep.
No, Saturday
Saturday
night.
night.
Saturday night,
9
sorry.
p.m. It looks like
Right,
it looks
Lawless
like
is
Alicia's
Friday night.
Alicia's going to be going there.
Nice. So, yeah, Friday night is Seth and Sophie for the acoustic set, and then Lawless. No, Dirty Looks.
Dirty Looks.
Yep, Dirty Looks. Promise you.
Tomorrow
That's
night,
just off the top of my head. How do you like that?
that's pretty good. Tomorrow night is the Enchanted Forest at Hubbard Park.
Yes,
At
Montpelier.
4:30. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we also have the Halloween Paint and Sip, 102
Reynolds House.
Main Street,
The Reynolds House.
the Reynolds
yes.
House, which is Jeffrey Tooper Giles, good friend of ours. And then, of course, there's Spooktober. Are you familiar with Spooktober?
I'm not familiar with that at all.
So the spooky season is in full swing, as well as a football, sweaters, and getting cozy. Finishing up preparing for trick-or-treaters, get a head start on holiday shopping, have a fun day out with friends, and find some great items. We have a wide variety of crafters and vendors, so there'll be guaranteed to be something for everyone.
So where's this? Is this the one at Berlin Elementary?
It sure is. It's at the
Yes.
Berlin Elementary School. It's
Nice.
from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Love it.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. And then, of course, we've also got, let's see, those are really far away.
They are. This Saturday, this is one that I do know, and it's not on the list anyways.
Coquetta?
No, it happened, well, that too, but this happens the third Saturday of every month, and that is the Breakfast at the Post, which is breakfast at VFW Post 790 right up here on Route 302. It starts at 7, goes to 11. It's an amazing breakfast. The drink specials start at 10, but it includes, on the menu is eggs, home fries, biscuits and gravy, French toast, Vermont maple syrup, build your own omelet, choice of bacon, sausage, or ham, choice of toast or English muffin. And it is really reasonable. It's $10 for adults, and kids 5 and under are $5, and it is open to the public. So, and I said that wrong. Yeah, drink specials start at 9. So drink specials go from 9 to 11, but the breakfast starts at 7 to 11. And that is right up here at 527 East Barry Road in Barry, Vermont. It's a great time. It's a great breakfast. A lot of people go. Ron's pretty damn good in the kitchen. Yeah.
Nice. And I've got Fermentation Festival at the
Bar Hill Inn.
Hill,
Yeah.
Caledonia Spirits. I don't drink.
I don't drink any of that stuff because it all tastes like dandelion greens to me.
Does
I
based
drink
on the picture, it looks
domestic
like
beer only for me. I'm not one of those beer snobs because I literally don't like it.
you're not a beer snob.
No, because I don't like it. There's a pretty incredible open house that Michelle Hebert, one of our sponsors, Michelle Hebert, realtor at KW Vermont, is doing an open house this weekend on the 19th from 11 to 2 at 471 Crosstown Road right here in Berlin. And if you haven't looked at the pictures, if you're looking for a house, a huge house with an indoor pool, like a beautiful bar, a massive game room, the storage above the garage that you can drive into or drive out of. We're talking 3-car garage plus,
It's a pretty big
all of
house.
that. It's huge. It's on over 10 acres, direct access to like so many things. Of course, the interstate, but trail access for snow machine, kayaking, this, that, and the other. Very close to Berlin Pond, and a pretty cool property. So
It's definitely very pretty.
yeah, that's happening from 11 to 2 this Saturday. Yeah, with Michelle Hebert.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be an event. All of the events are posted up on the 802 Scoop. I posted them up earlier today. Also, before we go, we have to mention that you need to be gearing up and getting ready for Wheels for Warmth. It's like right around the corner. It goes October 24th through the 26th. Dick Wabi was in here and spoke with us all. The information is up on the page, and it lets you know what the drop-off times are. all of that great stuff. And then what the sale time is, where, because it is different locations throughout the state, but right here in Barrie, it's going to be down at the Granite Museum. And Michael's going to be down there. He's going to bless you all with his presence. And so make sure if you're down there and you see him that you swing by, say hi. Make sure you have a question for him. Like, call him out on the spot. If you want to know what,
dangerous.
well, you just did this forum thing, and you had your interview with Dick, and you're running, so I know you're well prepared. I mean, these are things that you're very passionate about, and you just are a little bit camera shy. You do not like to be on this side of the table,
I do not.
and that's a little bit tough for you.
In defense, though, I will say that I was. So, with folks that don't know, Barrie Beat is a fluffy. It's a fluffy thing. We're pretty usually
Right.
we're pretty fluffy for the most
No,
part.
Michael's fluffy.
I'm
Raylene's
fluffy.
rough around the edges,
yeah.
and that's why we have 2 shows a week, because we have to have one that appeases Michael and the other one where all hell could break loose, and Michael can't do a damn thing about it.
Okay. Whatever.
Well, I mean, that is what it is, So anyway, check out all of the information on that event. And this weekend, as you were speaking, is the Calcutta for the Veterans Place, and that's going to take place right over here at Gusto's. Steak dinner, and all tickets have been sold. You can still come over after the dinner, though, and participate in the raffles and silent auctions and just have a good time with everybody. It's, the bar is not closed to the public, so for that portion of... so I hope that people come out and they really... it's such a great place to support and help. The Veterans Place is in Northfield, and it houses homeless veterans. And I hate those 2 words should never go together, but here we are. And they only house 20 over there. So they are highly dependent on donations and our people volunteering and helping out with things. And so any little bit you can do for them is a really big deal. What the hell was that? Did you see the flash
I
and
did not.
feel that explosion, whatever it was?
It was. I think it was
Or a
UPS
crash
truck.
or something? No, that was more than a UPS truck.
I don't know.
That was not good. That was not funny, whatever that was. That scared the shit right out of me. Ceramic pumpkin and real flowers equal a dream class over at Emsley's. You can go, still a couple of seats left, so you can call and book your time to go. That's going to happen on October 22nd. So not this weekend, but this week coming. Is 6 p.m. right here at 260 North Main Street. So get on there, check it out. They have everything you need to do this. Go.
Go. Go. You're gonna
Shut
be
my
okay.
mic off.
Shut your mic off.
Yeah, that would probably be
That would. I turned off. I turned the mic off on Raylene. She's dying over there. We should all think about this. Gonna be okay, Raylene? You okay? You okay? You'll be in just a second. I will say there's a annual creepy crawl at Lake Elmore boat launch on October 26th. So, I mean, I can't go, but I would love to go because it's a Jeep thing. Join us for our annual creepy crawl night ride.
As long as it doesn't include spiders. Well, that's what I think of when I think of creepy crawlies. Listen, I'm petrified of snakes, so I'm just really giving you. You think you threw a hissy over there? That is, I would have lit a match and ran out the door had I seen a snake. I'm petrified. I'm just giving you a hard time. Yeah, like literally petrified. I can't look at them on TV. I don't like to see pictures of them. I don't like anything about a snake.
I don't have problems with snakes.
They're disgusting.
Not too-
So I feel about them like you feel about spiders. So that's why I didn't torment you too bad, because I
not a snake
literally am
person.
deathly, and I'm just scared to death.
Note to self.
Yeah, I'd kill you. Whoop. Now I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh, well, that's okay. I'll probably get into trouble too for some of the comments I've made.
Yeah, no, because but I'll get in trouble by the Facebook gods because I said the K word. But at least it's at the end. You can snip it off, put it back.
Oh, I could go back and snip a lot of stuff.
But no, you can't. We don't do that. So anyway, that's a wrap. Really,
That's a wrap.
it's a wrap. It's the week in a nutshell. It's only Thursday, and it feels like it's been the longest week ever for me. Do you feel like that?
It's been pretty busy. I'm not gonna lie. It's been pretty busy.
I think it's the fact that it's busy. It's crazy busy, but it's been cold and dreary and wet.
I just
and
want
it
you to
gets
know,
dark.
Mariah Clark Haggett says she hates spiders too. So
Yeah.
I'm not the only one.
Well, I know you're not.
Spiders are nasty.
I
and
know,
scary.
and I know a lot of people that hate them.
icky.
JD's wife Sherilyn hates them. She's petrified, and he's a jerk. He torments her with them.
I'm okay with them. So just for the record, my philosophy on spiders are: you're there, you stay there, and if you get too close, you're dead.
What do you hate more, spiders or glitter?
Glitter. Definitely glitter. Definitely glitter. Definitely glitter. I don't like glitter. Don't like it.
You really don't. I have never in my life seen anybody freak out as bad as you do
So
over
I have
glitter.
I have glitter protocols. I literally have glitter protocols at my house. So, and this is the worst time of the year because everybody's like, "Oh, I want to
Love
send
you too,
beautiful
Kristen, and
Yes.
and sending you big hugs. Glitter.
glitter." So the glitter protocol is when I get an envelope for Christmas cards, I feel it, and if it feels crunchy, I go outside, I open it in the trash, and then it goes from my hand into the trash.
Mm-hmm.
That is my glitter. That is
Well,
my glitter protocol.
And we know that around here at the studio, we used to decorate for Christmas.
Oh
and
my goodness, it was
Every once in a
terrible.
while, there would be a little bit left somewhere, and it would get on the microphone.
A little bit
And,
left, Raylene. A little bit left. That's like, that's like saying, "Oh, it's just a little bit of herpes. It's okay."
I don't know that I would go that far,
It's,
but
yes, glitter is the herpes of the craft world. It's like Bernie Sanders. You think he's gone, and then he like pops
oh my
up
God,
again.
oh my God. All right, before we go, the one last announcement, and this is what Mariah's talking about. So this Sunday at 2:00 at the Turning Point Center, right up here on Air Street, they are doing a tree lighting ceremony, and you can go and you can decorate. You can decorate a decoration if you would like, and add that in memory of someone that you have lost to substance use disorder. And Mariah this is kind of like her baby, and she asked if I'm going to be there, and like, hello, hell yeah. Even if I have to have the hearse stop by and sit out front for a minute, I promise I'll be there. I'll make sure that everybody knows that that's where I'm supposed to be at 2. And I hope that you all join us as well. And if you have lost someone to substance use disorder, please join us on Sunday, and so we can all be there for each other, right?
Yep.
That's what's most important. And so, yeah.
All right. final.
And we're gonna have
comment.
glitter.
No glitter. And Krista, please do not bring me any cards. All right. Well, thank you everyone
If
for,
he breaks
for
out,
watching.
we'll just say before we go, if he breaks out the Mariah Carey, it's glitter on.
Let me just tell you, she is defrosting.
Yeah, well, so's the glitter god.
There's only one God, and the glitter God needs to die because it doesn't exist. All right.
Good night, everyone.
everyone.
Good
Have a
night,
great
Glenn.
evening.
Pee-pee night, Glenn.